It's like a greatest hits collection of missed layups. I can't even believe this is real. I just stumbled across of it. There's 2 different videos now floating around out there, and it's unbelievable.
Angel Reese made a bold move, essentially telling the WNBA, pay me more or I'm out. But right after that strong statement, she had a game that left fans wondering if she was trying out for a construction crew instead of dominating on the court. It wasn't just an off night. It was a rough shooting display, especially after demanding superstar money on her podcast. She followed up with a 5 for 13 performance, and to make matters worse, one of her shots didn't just miss. It slammed into the bottom of the backboard like it was trying to flee the arena. The timing? Let's just say it didn't exactly help her case, but it did give fans something to laugh about. Let's break this down. Have you ever wondered what would happen if a WNBA player tried to pressure the entire league over salary demands? Well, Angel Reese just showed us, and the result is unintentionally hilarious. On a recent episode of her podcast, Unapologetically Angel, which might as well be called unintentionally comedic, Reese sat down with Dee Carrington and made one of the boldest salary ultimatums in WNBA history. She didn't just argue for better pay. She hinted that if she doesn't get what she wants, she's ready to sit out entirely. Here's the issue. When you claim you deserve a bigger paycheck, the worst thing you can do is follow it up with performance that even amateur league players will be embarrassed by. While Reese was busy demanding superstar treatment, Caitlin Clark was out there actually playing like a superstar, breaking records, packing arenas, and, most importantly, making her shots. Meanwhile, Reese was turning routine layups into viral bloopers. So, is the WNBA really worried about her boycott threat? Or is this just another moment for fans to shake their heads and laugh? Stick around, because we're about to break down the most cringe-worthy moments of Reese's so-called superstar run.
Because I'm hearing like, yeah, they don't give us, if y'all don't give us what we want, like, we sit out. That's a possibility.
I guarantee you, the intelligent folks, and there are plenty in the WNBA, are saying, well, you it's just shut up. Sit out.
Girl, y'all benefited from everything. Y'all youngins benefited from NIL. What does that mean? We deserve more.
The moment Angel Reese stepped on the court after a bold boycott threat, it was almost like the basketball gods were in on the joke. If you're going to demand superstar money, you better back it up with a superstar performance, right? Well, let's just say Reese's highlight reel from that night looked more like a tutorial on how not to finish at the rim. Facing off against the Leah Boston squad in the unrivaled league, Reese had the perfect chance to prove she deserved a bigger paycheck. Instead, she put on a clinic and missed layups, wide open shots, point-blank attempts, and easy buckets that didn't just roll off the rim, but smacked off the backboard like her shot meter was completely broken. The timing of this collapse couldn't have been worse. Just days after complaining that her WNBA salary doesn't even cover one of her bills, she played like someone whose rent was due at halftime. At one point, it almost felt like her teammates stopped passing her the ball, maybe out of secondhand embarrassment.
I love how y'all have selective hearing. I said I'm hearing if they don't give us what we want, we sitting out. And that's the truth. Good.
This is the same person that literally said she didn't know what her WNBA salary was and that it didn't even cover her rent.
Let's take a step back. Angel Reese's rookie contract pays her about $73,000 this year as part of a 4-year, $325,000 deal. Completely standard for WNBA rookies. But according to Reese, that salary isn't even enough to cover her basic expenses. She went viral on TikTok, venting that her WNBA paycheck doesn't even pay one of my bills. Then, she casually mentioned that she's paying $8,000 a month in rent, which adds up to $96,000 a year, meaning her housing alone costs more than her entire WNBA salary.
My expectation is to be one of the best players in the world one day. I wouldn't expect anything less than that.
More history for the FIBA rookie.
At this point, continue to be myself, and I think a lot of good will come from that.
Look, no one's saying Angel Reese can't live the lifestyle she wants. But if your rent alone is higher than your entire WNBA salary, maybe, just maybe, the issue isn't the league, it's your budgeting. Instead of rethinking her approach, Reese doubled down on her boycott threat, jumping on social media to make it clear she wasn't just talking in the heat of the moment. She meant it. She's ready to sit out if her financial demands aren't met. Asterisk, no, my rent is more than that. It's $8,000. I'm living beyond my means. Asterisk, and here's where it gets even funnier. One of her biggest complaints is that future rookies, like USC's Juju Watkins, might end up making more money than her. Reese pointed out that while this year's rookies will still be on the same standard contracts, those coming in later will probably get better deals. Sounds like she's less concerned about fair pay and more worried about being out-earned.
Gets to Sykes, lofts it up. Reese on the cleanup. Howard dribble to separate.
That's not injustice. Angel, that's just how professional sports contracts work. She signed a 4-year rookie scale deal, and even if the WNBA negotiates a new CBA that raises rookie salaries, she's still locked into the contract she agreed to. That's a reality of every major sports league. Imagine if every second-year NBA player demanded a raise just because the salary cap increased. That's not how it works. Contracts are binding, and unless the league makes a special exception, which they won't, she'll have to wait, just like every other player before her.
She just threatened the lockout. If y'all don't give us what we want, we sitting out. This is why sometimes you probably should have somebody look over a podcast. She's threatening to go on strike. I actually understand it's the way negotiations work in the CBA, not on a podcast.
Let's not forget, the WNBA lost around $40 million last season. They're not exactly working with NBA-level revenue. So tearing up contracts just because Angel Reese isn't happy with hers isn't an option. The league simply can't afford it. And let's be real, if WNBA players decided to sit out over pay, the only ones cheering would be the NBA, since they've been subsidizing the league's losses year after year. But back to what really matters, performance. If you're going to demand special treatment, you need to play like an all-star. Instead, Reese is out here missing layups like she's testing the durability of the backboard. The bottom line, if she thinks she's too good for her WNBA contract, she needs to prove it on the court. Right now, the only category she's leading in is missed shots. Fans aren't fooled. Ability matters more than entitlement, and the numbers don't lie. Viewership, ticket sales, and engagement all reflect who the real stars are. The real question is, will Angel Reese realize this before it's too late? Or will she keep believing her own hype while the game moves on without her?
I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. Let me do the math real quick.
It might cover that. Yeah, it covers that. It definitely covers that.
What is I don't even know my salary.